Hi, self-love community, anyone who's watching the replay, and I just want to give a pre-note. I can't even barely talk right now, but I might be coughing here and there, but you know what? I've been resting. Yes, I got COVID and I felt up to doing this live, and I decided to go early just so that I can, once I'm done, I can go back to resting. I really had an important message and experience that I had been reflecting on that came through therapy and came through my self-love practice of voice recording. So first off, I just want to say that this is going to be about anger. Anger and how there is an opportunity to do something with that anger that will bring you so much love and peace. And I'm going to go in and share a personal, vulnerable story about my experience with handling anger towards my family members, okay? So here we go. So mind you, I started my self-love journey. I started practicing self-love in 2016, which totally supported me getting to an incident that I experienced in 2018. I had just finished this intense course training program for emotional intelligence, and we opened up all of our woundings, all of our pain to be clear, to be better leaders in our communities and in our families. And a lot of family things came up, and I got to really dive deep and really understand where they're coming from. So with that said, life will give you opportunities, and it's going to suck at the moment, and who you become through that experience is going to be so worth it, because it's always going to help you the next time challenges come along. So I was inspired to have a clearing conversation with my siblings. I have two younger siblings, actually three. I'm just talking about my sisters, two younger sisters. I am the oldest in the house, and I wanted to apply what I had learned to have a clearing conversation. And so I was communicating with one of my sisters that has been a little bit more open to patching things up with me. And she agreed to have it. And when the night came, I ended up experiencing being attacked, being heavily judged, and just so much anger. And I felt ambushed because the intention was not equal. I had a complete different intention than what they had, and they did not communicate that with me. So you can imagine, and I'm sitting there taking it all in. I had done all of this work. I wanted to patch things up with them, so I kept that with me. I did the best that I could. My past self and my, self-loving grown self was definitely present. And it took me 2 weeks of working out. And here's the thing, I was already working out as like a self-love practice. So I worked out every single day for 2 weeks. And I remember that's when I started to feel a little bit better. So depending on how much anger you feel, how much emotions are here, your self-love practice is it needs to be consistent. The bigger the pain, the bigger release. Perhaps, the more intense your workouts need to be, the ways that you express needs to be, it needs to all come out, not just for one day, every single day, until you feel like it's resolved. And of course, continuing on your self-love practice for maintenance. So this is the result. Okay? When you start to feel better and you have created so much space that you're actually continuing to understand where their anger is coming from, they can't touch you. Nothing that they say can hurt you, because you are already doing the work of putting yourself in their shoes. Does that make sense? So all the words that they were like yelling at me, throwing at me, I completely understood, because I had already processed of my relationship with them. So let me give you a background story. In my healing journey, in my self-love journey, and in that program for emotional intelligence, I was reviewing about how I projected my pains onto them from being bullied at a very young age. So as me being the oldest sister, I started being less and less and less of that sister that they knew, that they grew up with. So you see, I am having so much compassion for them, because we all know how it feels to be neglected, forgotten, manipulated, just tossed, left. We know how it feels to not have someone that we love have our backs anymore. And so because I'm the first child in this household, I experienced pains first. And do we have any role models in front of us to show us how to practice self-love, to release our pains in healthy ways? No. And so, this came up through, I don't know if I mentioned this before already, but through therapy and through a voice recording session that I had with myself just the other day. And this pain came up again. And I had realized that I did not have a role model to show me, this is how you treat your siblings. This is how you take care of them. This is how you care for them. This is how you support them. Instead, I was around kids who bullied other kids who were younger than them based on age. And that's what I saw all around. Whoever was the oldest was the boss. And you treat other people who are either younger than you or look a certain way, not according to what's pretty, like shit. And so, yeah, and I was just in tears talking about this again in the voice recording, because I literally have memories of myself projecting my pains onto them, calling them the worst things, bossing them around. And of course, they were doing the best that they could. They didn't even know what was going on. We just kind of take it in until when we get older, we have so much pains kept up in here. Now it's the anger. Underneath all of that anger, know that there is sorrow, there is pain, a little girl, little boy, little person, a younger version of that person that was very hurt. And this is how pains explodes. And that's what was happening in this sibling clearing conversation. So the main thing that I wanted to share here is that when we're angry, when we're frustrated, when we're mad at someone, when we want to blame something at them, when we want to judge somebody for being judgmental, because then you're still being judgmental, right? That means there is a huge gap in understanding. And really, really think about this. When you truly understand where someone is coming from, would the anger be as intense, right? All I know is that the more deeper that I went with myself, owned my fuck ups, owned the ways that I treated them, and also give myself compassion, because I was mad at myself too. So much guilt, so much shame, realizing how I treated them. What is it people call when you become awake, right? And the awareness always expands. When you are on this journey, you will continue to find ways to bridge the gap through understanding. And when we don't want to understand, that is when our hurt self is very loud. So know that there is always an opportunity to understand. And to understand, you will find compassion. And when you have compassion, anger is not present. So for those of you who are searching for peace, love in your hearts, from everything that you've been through, know that your self-love practices is vital and essential to healing this anger. The only way that we can create space to go deeper is through the self-love. In my experience, let me know if you know of anything else. But in my own journey, this anger has transformed into compassion through the self-love work. Okay, so I see someone's watching here, so hi, and anyone who's watching the replay. Thank you all for being here. I go live at 5 every single Sunday. So Self-Love Live at 5. This is a new series, a way to connect, talk back and forth live if you want to, right? To ask me any questions. Think of it like a free group self-love session if you have any questions. Hi there. Looks like someone just hopped on. I see the profile picture, but I'm not sure who it is. But I just shared my story about how I healed my anger towards my siblings for ambushing me and all the judgments that I've experienced from them, and how that has transformed to absolutely being understanding. Therefore, what they were saying to me didn't hurt as much because I had already been working on the self-love journey, saying yes to programs, opportunities to heal deeper and deeper. And so I was being reminded that there's an opportunity to understand. Oh, yeah. So if you have any questions about the self-love journey, about anger, about a particular situation, if you're here live with me right now, it's your chance to ask. And if not, come by next week on Sunday at 5 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Okay. I left links above on this post as well if you want to check out any self-love opportunities. If you're a mom, I'm giving a 10% off deal through any packages for the month of mom, Mother's Day for May. So that's ending next Tuesday. So if you're interested, the form is above. And yeah, here to serve, here to support you. And yeah, know that you're doing your best every single day. Okay. And you do have the capabilities of being your own best friend. Okay. Thanks for tuning in. See you next week. See you on the replay. Bye.